it just feels like we're not just bodies, but we are souls. And as souls, we're just merging together, like we're interacting on a soul level. And not just African, like anywhere in the world, Europe, the Americas, Asia, the UK, wherever you are and you're queer. Hi, I'm back with another video, and really just wanted to talk about what I have been pondering upon for some weeks now. And you know how my videos are short form, conversational, just thought process kind of videos. Excuse my voice, by the way. I'm recovering from a cold. Yeah, the cold stood no chance because it just lasted for like 2 days. But yeah, before I digress, I want us to focus on this topic like seriously. So first of all, I think I should start with like some definitions. So what does it mean to be queer? First of all, being queer essentially just means you don't conform. You don't conform to the status quo. You don't conform to like the normal way of life, the way everyone has accepted. And it mostly has to do with sexuality. Like you don't date you don't date the normal gender. Like I don't know how to put it, but yeah, you are queer. You don't conform to heteronormative values or outlines of how you should live your life. Your life is defined primarily by your uniqueness and your otherness, the creativity that stems from within you. You haven't conformed to what is deemed normal, and that is what sets you apart as a queer individual. And so, but for today's topic, I want to be talking about queerness as it involves sorry, I just saw a cat and the cat was just staring at me. Hi, this particular cat is always staring at me. What? Yeah, that cat I don't know if you guys saw, but that cat has like a pity face. I've never seen a cat with such an expression. Sorry, excuse my digression, but this is what happens. This is like real life. Oh, and I should probably show you guys the view up there. This is so pretty. Yeah, sorry, I'm digressing a lot in this video, and that should not be. Let's focus on the topic. So as I was saying, my queerness has to do with my sexuality. It has to do with me not conforming to what was proposed for me, because I feel like I'm such a thinker. I don't know if it has anything to do with my sign as a Gemini, but I'm such a thinker. I studied philosophy for 1 year, and I don't know if that also has to do with it, but I don't think so. I think I've always had this analytical mind where I'm always pondering on new concepts, ideas, and thought views about the world that we live in. So obviously being queer is like, it's not surprising to me. I don't know if it's surprising to other people, but it's cool. As I was saying, my queerness has to do with my sexuality. As a queer woman of color, I've had so many challenges with, connecting with people because of the society I live in. Like I said, we live in a patriarchal society that expects us to sit at home, marry one gender, do this, do that. But I'm not attracted to that life, and it's not just not being attracted to that gender, but also not being attracted to that life of like uniformity, conforming to ideals that didn't have me in mind when they were created, right? Yeah, some people benefit from these societies. Some people are living beautiful lives living in these societies, but there are some of us that do not thrive in this society, and so we are queer. I'm queer, and it doesn't, like I said, it's not just about my sexuality, but everything about myself. But today's topic is about my sexuality because I am linking it to also loving God. So let's enter this new chapter. So, how do I explain how I live as a queer woman that loves God? Sometimes when I tell people these things, like trusted people, that I'm queer, but I'm battling how to navigate also loving God and being a Christian. Like those two things, it's like they're not meant to be in the same sentence, but that is who I am at my core, and I don't know how to be another person. I only know how to be queer and to love God. And I feel like the way I love God, it's so personal that nothing can really stop me from loving God, right? Not even my sexuality can stop me from loving God, but my sexuality also exists as I love God. And so this has been like what I've been pondering upon for so long, and it just really feels like how do I exist in a world that tells me, oh, you can't do the two at the same time, right? I went on a deep dive research on like so many platforms where I could find people like me, and the people that were engaging with these sorts of people were just like, oh, you're sinning, it's a sin, you cannot do the two, you have to choose one. And I'm like, life is about fluidity. I feel like life can't just be straight. Like, yeah, it can be straight, but it also, life is just so complex that you can't really put people in a box. It doesn't really make sense to say, oh, because you are queer you can't love God, or because you love God you can't be queer. Like, the two, I feel like they coexist at a deep level, because God is everything. God is life, God is source, God is like the beginning and the end, like encompasses everything that we can ever think or imagine. So imagine queerness. Queerness is like almost the same thing. It's like saying I can be anything. I can date whoever I want, I can marry whoever I want, I can be attracted to whoever I want. It doesn't really have to be who society has told me I should be attracted to or love or form a relationship with. I can literally have that connection and intimacy with whoever I want. So my queerness, I primarily date women, and as someone that primarily dates women, right, it has been like, I would say confusing, not to them actually, because when I talk about God, or they see my story, they see me posting about God, how I love God, how maybe I went to church on this day or something like that, I just notice how like the vibe changes a bit. Like, that mindset is also in them, that, oh, she likes God, does she really queer? Like, baby girl, I am queer. I just really love God as well. And like, that's all I've been saying throughout this video, but I feel like people just don't think it's normal to be able to do the two. And I'm like, why? You can definitely do the two. I'll be back. Let's go on like a short break. The people I'm interested in might not be thinking this way, but I guess subconsciously I feel this way because I see it happen in real time. So regardless of if it's my perspective or not, I feel like it's still something that needs to be addressed. Like, queer people that love God are always at risk of like not really like aligning with other queer people that do not identify as Christians, or maybe they don't love God, or they are indifferent. So it's just like so many things to consider, and I want to just be honest in this video and like talk about a situation I had recently, which is kind of complicated. So as a queer person, you're always trying to analyze if the person you're talking to is queer, or if they're questioning or if they're curious. I mean, it's just such a complex, it's such a complex thing being queer. It's beautiful but complex. Like there's so many layers to it. So there's someone I started talking to recently, and well, we just hang out a few times. And you know when you haven't put the definition on what you guys are doing, are you hanging out or is it a date? Like, nobody wants to really put a definition on it. So you're just like in that in between space where you're not sure if like this person likes you romantically, or it's just like friendship, or they're just trying to get to know you. In that space, there's so much like tension, curiosity, putting up like performances. I won't say it's performances, but you're trying to be on your best behavior. Obviously, you're trying to be the best version of yourself to this person. And being quiet is so complex because we also want friendship. We're not only seeking relationships, because finding friendships as a quiet person is also something that can be really, really like tasking. So it's like, yeah, we want the two. We want the two. We want friendship, we want relationship. But I particularly want like a relationship. I haven't been in one in so long, and I think I've told you guys why. Like, I feel like there's just this thing of like my religion, my spirituality of loving God and identifying as queer that comes in between. Or maybe it's just a personal thing where I haven't really taken accountability for it yet. So there's that. And yeah, back to my story. So we haven't really put a name to what it is, but this person has been asking me questions about like LGBTQ laws, and asking me questions about like how are the laws, like how do I deal, like and there's so much tension, and there's no definition. We don't know what's happening yet. Like we don't know like what it is yet. And I just know that like in one part of my mind I'm like, okay, maybe I should just send a message to this person and have a talk with this person. Like we should just clarify whatever is going on. And I don't know why I'm just like so hesitant to do that. And I know that that's what is going to help me to like resolve these feelings I'm having. Like obviously, like I feel like there's some chemistry there, there's some tension there, but like there's no definition there, and there's like no like we don't know what to define it as. And because we don't know how to define it, like it's kind of like, oh, maybe just one day they just saw something and like, oh, you want to come to this, fine. And when we meet, but here's the thing, when we meet the tension is like through the roof. I don't know how to explain this. It just feels like we're not just bodies, but we are souls, and as souls we're just merging together. Like we're interacting on a soul level, in the how we look at each other, how we talk to each other. Like when we're beside each other, it just feels like another kind of otherworldly connection. But they've not said anything about this thing, and I am just like, it's confusing because, oh my god, you can see all the stages of emotion I'm having just in this video thinking about it, because it is that complex. Like I'm always analyzing, oh, what did the person post, did they say this, or what did they say? Like I feel like as human beings we're always going to judge other people. Oh wait, let me show you a cat. Chill. Yeah, you should know that there are a lot of cats here, so I just had to quickly show you that cat. She was running away. But back to what I was saying. So I feel like we don't talk about this enough. We don't talk about how complex being queer is, and I just gave that story to show you that, okay, as I am navigating being queer and loving God and being a Christian, I'm also navigating how to actually create connection with other people that I find attractive, right? It's just like so many things in one, and wow, Sometimes I wonder, like, is it like worth it? I know it's worth it. I know it is, but sometimes it's just like, I can't remember the last time I was like spoken to like romantically. Like, I can't remember the last time I I had like an intimate interaction with someone. Like intimacy in like how we talk, like holding of hands, like the simple form of intimacy. I can't remember. Or like even a peck on my cheek, like I can't remember, and I just don't know. Like, I'm making this video because I know that I'm not the only one that feels this way. I know that there's some other queer Africans out there that are trying to navigate being queer and really understanding what to do about their queerness and how to navigate and how to live their lives. There was a bit of like an intermission there, but yeah, like I said, I'm making this video for the queer people from wherever you are, not just African, like anywhere in the world, Europe, the Americas, Asia, the UK, wherever you are and you're queer. I'm making this video for you to make you like, to help you remember and to help you know that like you're not alone in how you're feeling. You can love God and you can be queer. You can navigate it a day at a time. You can be your full self, express yourself and still love God. Like, you don't have to inhibit who you are. Like, I feel like being queer is a creative expression. It's an act of creative expression. And being queer, it surpasses just like sexuality. Like, it surpasses your sexuality. It's a creative expression. It's how you see the world. You see the world in bright colors. You see the world in newness, in openness, in new ways of navigating the world. As a queer person, you are unique and you are so loved. And this is my like love letter to you. This video is my love letter to you, and I hope that every queer person out there remembers that they can literally do anything with their lives. They are limitless and they can live happy, healthy lives, have beautiful partners that love them, that even in this season of confusion, like, it doesn't last forever. One day you just wake up one day, I'm like, oh, I remember like back in 2026, like I was just thinking about my life and thinking about how to live as a queer person, and like, if I'm doing the right thing. You are doing the right thing, but you are living life, and because you are living life, you have to navigate it, and you're doing so well. Like, I'm so proud of you, because I know that being queer is already like a huge task on its own, and then navigating it, and then dating, and then like finding a partner, and then like expressing yourself. Like, wow, we're one of like the, like, we're so like, oh my gosh, like, I'm so proud. We're so tough, and we're doing like all the work to just be who we are in this world.